let's go.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence.
Crazy flow, need a straight jacket. Cash flow, I'm a bank addict. 6 subs, had the bass smacking. 808s, had the place clapping. 3 girls is enough for me, so I pull out like the stock crashing. Like an IPO trying to purchase me. This a private sector, so you can't have it. Faking all that boom bapping. Who you think you is, boy? 90s want they sound back, so I give rap all these fake rappers as I take matters in my own hands. I don't need rapping, I don't need Zans. I don't need help, I'm a grown man. Now they can't left and they so mad, it's like
Then yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence.
yeah, hey, look what I got. New whip with no top. Cooking up no stove top. Ice cold, no snow drop. Big budget ass, big facts. Big money in the contract. Been running no contact. New record with the new tracks. Yeah, they been sending me new plaques. I don't really need new plaques. Nah, big rock with the suplex. Yeah, new rock got a new flex. Yeah, I'm current, I'm a new trend. Now boys with the full scent. Yeah, like I said, no new friends. We don't really need new friends.
Good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence. That good thing, yeah, I found that. Young king with my crown at. 10 racks in the fanny pack. Couple hundred in the Louis bag. Couple hundred need the G-Wagons. Big tax on my big spending. Big facts, no pretending. We back on the full sentence.
How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa, this a new range, new page. Got me in a new country, new stage. I ain't signed no deal, I'm too paid. I do not have chill, I'm too crazy. I do not take L's, I'm too Brady. I might be frosted, I'm not flaky. Don't know what it cost me, it's all gravy. Turn on that faucet and just pay me. Whoa, we gon' get it, bring it back. Maybe Donald is a Mac. Couple bottles, empty glass. New machine, I'm sending facts. Bump the headline, check the facts. I'm not a gangster, but I'm a gorilla. Hop on the drums when I'm feeling J Dilla. Come get your lady, cause I'm a just stiller. How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa, there's no comparison. Black in America, a little too arrogant. I just embarrass y'all niggas irrelevant. I shouldn't mention it, that's royal etiquette. Out of my element, way too intelligent. Grab you a therapist, send him my sentiments. Neck full of sediments, caught me a Tesla and skirt through the valley. Dropped an investment in Silicon Valley. All of this cake, but I'm missing the patty. Might mess around and just scoot to Miami. Drums are so loud that they break in the chassis. King of the grass like a Lionel Messi. I am not crass, but my mental is messy. Mud in my glass while my pencil is sketching. All these rappers, but no one impressed me. Most of them actors that labels as testing. How about the range, whoa? Hey, yeah, I'm feeling strange, whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. I took a sip, I'm not acting my age. I took a trip, now they got me on stage. How about the range? How about the range? Whoa. How about the range? I'm feeling strange. I might be crazy. None of your face me. How about the range? Whoa. Yeah, I'm feeling strange. Whoa. Yeah. We ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped. Sitting high up on the stone. When my foes out, got the world clapping. this show. So your main girl in the private section, yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it, yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. Put my foes out, got the world clapping, yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section, yeah, glowing up, but we still trapped. That's how a nigga survives. Flowing out, got the crowd packed, yeah, that's how a nigga provides. Y'all insta this, y'all snap that, y'all diss this, and they snap back. Another mass shooting in the headlines. I'm like, damn, where that attack at? Cause y'all think this about race. They font that shit in your face. It's like every day it's the same agenda. It's really not that hard to trace. Fuck it, we might as well face it. Accept it, whatever it's wrapped in. There'll come a day when they run out of grace. So me and my niggas stay trapping. Yeah, ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Hey, someone be too hard, wanted to be, and then what I became. Ended up going my own way, but I couldn't stay in my lane. Now if I'm honest, I've taken a liking to wearing these chains. They hold me down, make it easier when I start feeling the pain. Out of the overflow, your heart, they say your mouth speaks. Well, my heart must be fucked up, cause I can't speak and I can't sleep. So I stay woke in this daydream. Got shit to do, got the world to see. Got the same crew, got some new fleets. This an empire, fucking boutique, that's real. I only say what I feel, got a new plate with the same meal. On a new hype with the same chill. Y'all too fake, I stay real. Got cast down from heaven, but I'm too good to stay in hell. I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, hey, I don't know where the story ends, but I keep writing like oh well, oh well. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the stone. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah, we ride around this ghost. If we show up, then we still have it. Yeah, we slide around this coast. Yeah, we glowing up, but we still trapped, sitting high up on the throne. Put my foes out, got the world clapping. Yeah, we vibing up in this show. So your main girl in the private section. Yeah.
Obesity is epidemic in the United States and a major cause of death.
What is fat activism?
I, a fat person, am sharing my own lived experience.
Pizza is a vegetable.
Your fat phobia is your problem.
It is not my place as a smaller-bodied white man to comment on it.
Radical body positivity.
What can men do against such reckless hate?
There's only one man who can help me.
This is for you new people. I only have one rule. Everyone fights, no one quits.
This day we fight!
Swole Normuth.
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Testing. Testicles. Welcome, everyone, to episode 34 of the Daily Mother Swole, the most muscular Swolecast, Beercast, Broadcast, Gangcast, Mancast, Pimpcast, Sleevescast, and Slaycast in the realm, because when I flex, you flex, we all flex our biceps. What's going on, beaches, booshes, bustas, hustles, and your hoes? It's your boy Papa Swolio back with another episode. In today's episode, the Beastcast is brought to you, is powered, is sponsored by Everesting K2, flexing on all you All right, fam, welcome to the show. Happy Friday, March the 14th. Today is FEF. It's Fuck'em Friday. Reminder to delete, unsubscribe, to block out all the noise. Make sure you're cleaning out your contacts, cleaning out all the crap in your fridge. Just clean it out. Clean out everything. It's Friday, and it's time to focus on your environment. Today, yes, indeed, Mark, I am rocking the glorious Forest Pump. It's a fantastic design. You know it. Thank you. Far too kind. Forest Pump is the design of the day. And of course, we got new merch this past week. We drop new merch every Monday over at PuppaSwolio.com, and we have 20% off everything, including not just Forest Pump. I don't even have Jurassic Pump yet, but Jurassic Pump is the brand new design of the week. Go check it out now. It's an awesome design. Get your wheels on, run from that flexing T-Rex. I love Jurassic Pump. I love Forest Pump. We'll add it to the pump collection. Go check it out over at PuppaSwolio.com. 20% off the entire site. Looks awesome. Let's see what else we got here. We got some Swole fan posts. We'll take some questions. We definitely are going to be in the Daily Swole Telegram chat. Of course, I might be pulling up TikTok for some questions today, so I won't be able to see the chat temporarily. Maybe I'll bring it up on the computer just in case. But we got a lot of stuff going on. We have an overtime segment for members at the end of today's episode. So make sure that you are ready for that and you're ready to switch over. And of course, you can join the fam over at swolenormousx.com. Check us out, Spotify, Apple Podcast. You can absolutely watch the show over on Spotify. Leave a 5-star review. Check out all the links down below for the podcast and to share with your friends. All right, let's get into it. Are you ready for an amazing Beastcast? I think you are. Where's my air horn at? Yeah. Let's get into that tip. Hey, just an inch. It's cold outside. All right, so we got, will he get another violation? I probably will. And I think I've narrowed it down. I don't think it's people that are flagging me on TikTok. I don't think I'm actually getting flagged on TikTok. I think I am getting flagged, but it's a warning. It's a warning for hateful content. I think it's hateful conduct or hateful content, which I appreciate because I think the only thing that's picking up is the AI when I say retarded. So I don't think someone's flagging me. I don't think people are spamming the chat and flagging me because the people that are seeing the live are usually people that love the content. They love the channel, they're subscribers and stuff like that. So I think it's every time I've narrowed it down. And one time I got flagged right away. I think because when I was loading up, I said the word retarded. So I'm going to see if I can avoid hateful conduct. I'm going to try to not say the word I'm going to try. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to mute it and be like, okay, earmuffs TikTok, and just cover the phone, earmuffs, and say retarded. Maybe that's how I'll do it. All right. So I'm going to bring up the Telegram chat on, so I'm going to be able to see it. Yeah. So I'm going to be able to see the chat when we go into TikTok. Let's bring it up. I just won't say the word retard. Notice how I've said it like 10 times already. So earmuffs, everyone else. If you're sensitive, you're not watching this show anyway. All right, let's get into the Swole fan post. We got the first one today.
What's in the box?
For Alex. Alex in the Swolenormous app. You can download that in the App Store. Alex says, well, even with a jacked up foot, I got through Swolga Gravity with very little trouble. In fact, I thought most of it was quite easy to get through, which is a nice contrast to the relentless intensity of Swolga Strength. As someone who's naturally quite limber, it was fun to twist myself around in all sorts of different ways, but it felt like some poses went on forever. All right.
Emotional, damn it!
Good for you. Swolga Gravity is delicious, and they do go a long time. You just allow gravity to take over. It's like a yin class. It's fantastic. So hopefully you enjoyed it. And sorry to hear about your foot. We got one from Mike in the Swolenormous app also. Mike says, sup everyone. I just joined the Swole fam. Welcome to the Swole fam, Mike. Everyone say welcome, Mike. Hi, Mike. All right. Just joined the Swole fam. I'm Mike from near Ocean City, Maryland. I've been on a lifestyle change over the last yearish. I've lost 90 pounds so far with a few more pounds to go. Now that I've lost a significant amount of weight, looking for programming help and with getting back into the gym, joined for the awesome programming from the app. Happy to be here. I think we might have read that before, but regardless, welcome to the fam, Mike. You get another welcome. If I've read this already, a lot of times the welcomes sound familiar, so sometimes we get a double, but it's all good. It's all good. So welcome, Mike. And if it's a double welcome, well, double welcome. Maybe you're double awesome. Maybe you're huge. So we need to welcome you twice. We need to welcome you and your gains. We got an email from Warren on the truth about cardio. Remember, go to makeemailswoleagain.com if you're not on the email list. It's free and you'll get updates. You'll get knowledge cock in your inbox. So if you enjoy the show and all the other content, you're going to enjoy the email. So don't miss out on that. make email swoleagain.com. The truth about cardio, Warren says, love your TikTok videos, love your live shows, love to go to the fucking gym, take 2 scoops of shut the fuck up. Absolutely 100% real. Keep up the great work and dedication. Well, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Warren. Fuck yeah! Thank you very much. So not a question or related to the email, but Warren's digging it. Warren's digging the content. So we like Warren in these parts. We like Warren. So appreciate you, Warren. Thanks for being here. And glad you enjoyed the content. Make sure you hit the like button. We're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. We're going to turn on TikTok. We got the Telegram Daily Swole chat because we're going into overtime after the show. We got new content, new balls deep edits, brand new Driving While Gaining, exclusive for members. But of course, if you download the Swolenormous app, you'll get access to all of that content. You got Swole TV right there in your pocket. And if you scroll over on the top bar, you'll find all the previous Driving While Gainings, which are only posted for members now. We don't post them publicly anymore. So make sure you join the fam today and get access to all the amazing content in the app. And if you can't be there for live overtime, don't worry. We upload all the content into Swole TV so you could watch it and check it out later. So go and download the Swolenormous app. If you haven't, join the fam over there at swolenormousx.com. swolenormousx.com. All right, let's get into some knowledge cocks. Get in some questions, shall we? I am going to load up. I'm feeling frisky today. And to be honest, we've had a lot of good, we've had some pretty good questions from TikTok lately. So I'm actually going to post a video. And this is a strategy that I've done for a while. Usually when you post a video and then you go live, they flood you with more viewers. So what I'm going to do is post a video. I didn't do it yet. I actually didn't post. Oh, I just saw an old school Puppa Swolio video. Oh dear. I miss my little beesh. Let's post a You Look Good video, and then we'll go live on TikTok. So if you got live questions, drop them in the comments down below. Hashtag Ask Papa Swolio. Yeah, the person that sent you this video thinks you looking sexy as fuck. Let's post that. All right. So now that's up. Let's load up the live stream, and let's get some live questions. So drop them in the comments down below. Alex says, I'm really curious about yin. I should be able to cope with my foot and be back up to 100 soon. I'm rolling it out and doing foot crunches. It's right in front of my heel on my right. We talked about this Wednesday, right before it really acted up. Make sure that you're stretching too. Make sure you're stretching. Do the alphabet capital letters with both ankles. You can look into some other calf stretches and activating your anterior tibialis. Inflammation, when it comes to like plantar fascia, it takes a while because you're always stepping on it. So it's hard to relieve tension, but you just really have to be patient, and it just takes time. It takes time because it's not like your arm where, hey, you can do certain exercise and then rest your arm. You're standing, you're moving on your foot, and you have 100, 150, 200 plus pounds on your foot when you're walking or you're moving. So it can get a little bit gnarly if you're trying to recover for it. It's common. It's common for it to take a while. But you can also do something like freezing a plastic bottle full of water. You could roll your foot on it. You can use, there might be other things, balls and stuff that you can freeze that you can purchase. But if you just have some sort of like plastic water bottle, you put water in it, put it in the freezer, and you could roll your foot on it. So if it's really swollen, or you can step on it and it's ice, so it's kind of massaging. It's like an ice massage. You can try that too. There's different strategies for it. But usually it's because of your eccentric, it's really the eccentric of your anterior tibialis. If your foot is flopping a lot, you're not really absorbing the shock of stepping and moving. And it's very common with poor footwear, and every sneaker, whether it's high heels or Nikes, they compress your foot and they elevate your heel. So it really throws off your whole posture. So it just takes time. It just takes time. Okay, let's get into something else. I saw a comment earlier about the round table, and I think there's a misconception about it. Let's see. Pam says, Papa Swolio, so I meant to say yesterday, can you join a round table talk at any point? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Round tables usually start at 6 and they go from about 6 to 8. But you can join, not everyone, because the challenge with the round table, and used to move around the time a little bit and adjust and do it on different times. And sometimes we might do it on different days. We might try it on the weekends just because some people are off and different people have different schedules. And no matter what time we choose, some people are in Europe, some people are on the West Coast. So it's really hard to find a time that works for everyone. And we're live. It's a Zoom call. So if you show up at 7 o'clock and it's an hour in, people do it all the time. Not everyone can be there exactly at the front, but it's highly encouraged. Try to leave enough time for people to get off work or set some time and at least pop in if you have a question or want to say something, so you can join at any time. Absolutely. And it literally is just that. It's just digital, but it's a group of Swole fan members that come hang out and just talk, ask questions, talk shop. Sometimes it's fitness related. Sometimes it's not. And just kind of hang out. There's no plan. I don't have a script or there's no scheduled content that we do. It's just hanging out and anyone talks about whatever they want to talk about. It's exactly what it sounds like. Sitting around a table talking. Mark says, we miss you, Puppa. I know. Let's bring up a picture of the sexy beach. Do we have it? Do we have a picture of her? Oh, is that her running? Oh, baby girl. Where's the flag one? Well, that's a different one. So there's Puppa. That's one of my favorite pictures of her running towards you. Everyone loves it. There's nothing better than your dog and that smiling, open face running towards you. So that's one of my favorite pictures. Here's another one. This is the last. Oh, no, that's not the last one. What's this one? That's it. This picture of, I'll put it on the right side of the screen. This is obviously all three of them. This is the last picture. I don't think it's the last picture. It's not the last picture of her. We have another one, but this is the last picture of all of them together. This was like 4:30 and Papa Swolio was quote unquote put down, where she left at like 6:30, something like that, or 7 o'clock. So this is the last picture of all of them together. And this is probably a day or two before. It was really sad. I know a lot of you lost your dogs. I'm not trying to bring it down a little bit on a Friday, but yeah, it's really hard to see because you remember the dog. You remember the dog that was running around, and that first picture of her running towards me. Like that's the dog I remember, not the one at the end that was having trouble walking and just laying down because she was too tired. I guess I don't have the American flag one. I don't have the American flag one right now. But anyway, hashtag Fef for a chance to win today's Swole card. Maybe it's over here. Yeah, I think it's this one. Let's do that today. Let's do this one today. Oh, Jew poppers. I love the one of her with the American flag. It's awesome. Where is it? I just had it. It was cutting off a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of blocked. I don't want to recenter it. So we'll do this one. We'll do a little ode to Puppa today. Ode to Puppa Swolio. Hashtag Fef for a chance to win today's Swole card. All right, let's get into some more questions. We're live on TikTok. If you want to catch the full show, make sure you come on over to the Daily Swole on Rumble and on YouTube. We'll take this one from Mark. Mark says, Papa Swolio, at what point did you realize veggies and seed oils were terrible for you? So I'm not against, look, I don't eat vegetables. I eat plant foods, some certain plant foods, fruits are plant foods and so on and so forth. But I don't eat broccoli. I don't eat kale anymore, and I used to. I tried it. I've done vegetarian. I've done vegan. I've done keto. I've done carnivore. I've done all the diets that had certain parameters. You know, I've since then customized, and I really just do meat and fruit now. But at what point did I realize those things were terrible for me? Probably this goes back to like the early like 2010s when I started eating beef liver, and no one around me ever ate beef liver. My grandfather used to be like, I remember we used to eat liver and onions all the time. And, you know, it kind of left after that generation. People stopped eating liver. It used to be kind of like I guess in some societies, kind of like a throwaway food or extra, offal, which is, organ meats and stuff like that. But it's really the most nutrient dense food, especially from an animal. So I started eliminating, high fructose corn syrup and all those different things. And really, when you make your own food, you're not getting in vegetable or seed oils. So it just kind of came around. I was eating a lot more meat and liver and avoiding processed foods, which if you make your own food, you're not getting seed oils unless you're cooking with them. And I wasn't. So I forget, there wasn't an exact date, but I just kept on learning, kept on applying, kept on feeling better, and just left things out that I didn't add things back in that I removed when I felt better. So I just kept on going, kept on going. I feel great, kept on going. Feel better when I remove this and eat this, kept on going. And I just keep what works and I left what doesn't work. It's really that simple. And then, of course, more and more people come out and talk against these things, and you learn more, and there's more spotlight on them, especially now. Most people are aware of what seed oils, they say the term seed oils. I think a lot of people still don't know what they are, really. Most people just say the term, but they know they're not good for them. But it's ultra processed oils. It's ultra processed oils, ultra processed sugar. It's all bad. It's not good. It's not good. Remember, the government, the FDA, all these different, overseeing or oversight agencies, they will put a lot of stuff in these foods. And then in the future, after 10, 20 years, oh, this causes cancer in everyone. Oh, let's remove it. Maybe we should be asking and waiting till we test these things rather than just adding it to everything and then removing it in the future. All right, things get approved, drugs get approved, and then 10 years down the road, oh, this causes heart disease. This actually is the opposite. This is worse to give to people. Why don't we check these things first in more depth before we just put them in every kind of food and promote all these prescriptions? Why don't we actually test these things a little bit more rather than just add it? So if it's not something that we ancestrally have eaten, you should be very hesitant to add it. It's not benefiting you. John, Papa Swolio, do you have occasional insomnia nights? And if so, how do you handle it? I have a solid night routine, so it's rare. I'll get up and do more brain gains. It helps some. I sleep pretty good. What I will notice is if I am adjusting my sleep schedule, sometimes I'll maybe wake up early and still be tired and kind of go back to bed when I probably should be getting up. So I don't really have trouble falling asleep per se, but I would say it is going to be something where if I tried to bring my sleep schedule earlier and it's more than half an hour or an hour, and I'm like, okay, I got to get back on a good sleep schedule. Sometimes I'll just be reading a little bit longer and I won't be asleep as quick. So I don't really have nights where I'm up throughout the night unless something's going on specifically. But if it does happen, I just go through it and then try to be as consistent as possible the next night. So what happens with some people is if you're having issues sleeping, you'll sleep in late and then it throws off your schedule for the following night. You really want to get up at the same time. That way you're going to be tired the following night, and you have to be relentlessly consistent in order to reset. Hot in here. All right, let me catch up on some more. Mark says, oh, going back to Puppa Swole, she got cremated, right? Yes, she did. We got like paw prints and stuff like that. I was going to put her in the backyard, but then it was just easier. The woman came to the house and we had family here and all that. So it was really nice. It was a good ending. It was a good ending for her. It might have been good to do it a couple days before, but that was literally her last day. So when we put her down, I don't think she had another day. It was kind of like just like a fade to black. It was a fade to black. It wasn't, I think it's hard when you're putting your dog down and they're still awake and they're still, she didn't even flinch when they were injecting her and she didn't even move. So she was ready to go, probably past ready to go, but the good news is that was on a Monday, and the last 2 days, the weekend, she actually had 2 good days. So it was that nice little, she was out and about and moving around a little bit. But then that last day was like, it's done. Nick, Papa, so I got my GTTFG oversized t-shirts. Did you make toxic muscularity an option yet? I don't know if it's available yet, but it will be soon. We have a couple other designs that we're probably going to put for the oversized tee. Let me see. I'll make sure, if you want that, I'll make sure we get that up there. Toxic muscularity would be a good one for the oversized tees on PuppaSwolio.com. Thanks for being here, TikTok. Drop your questions in the comments. If I see them, we'll get to it. Store Machine, Papa Swolio, I remember you saying fresh in-season fruit has less harmful preservatives from early picking. Should I avoid all fruit in the freezer section? So my general approach to this, the actual details, I'm sure vary, but let me explain my rationale. So fresh in-season fruit, it really just means local fruit. And it really depends on where you are, because depending on where you live, you might not have certain fruits that are local at all. And the reason is if you are a lot of fruit, you want to pick when it's ripe. And if they're shipping it hundreds of miles, a lot of times they're picking it early because if it's ripe and then they ship it, it's going to rot. So there's two options. Either get local fruit that's fresh in season. So if you live in an area where it's apple season, you're going to get fresh apples that are picked when they're ripe. They're not shipping from a couple thousand miles away, picked early so they don't, and it's just not the same. The taste isn't there. Maybe higher in lectin content, depends on the fruit. It's not necessarily preservative related. It's just fresh related or properly ripened. Some fruit has to be picked from the tree and then it'll ripen off the tree. Some fruit, you want to wait till it's tree ripened and you'll taste the difference. A lot of times mangoes, and I know that because we have a huge mango tree and my neighbor has a huge mango tree, and there are two different types of mangoes. So some fall in our yard. We trade mangoes and stuff, but there's nothing like a mango that's fresh from the tree. And a lot of times when you buy them in the store, they're gross. They're disgusting. Once you have real fresh fruit from the tree, most fruit in stores, you're like, this is not good. In the freezer section, it's different because you're picking them when they're ripe and then they're flash freezing them. So you're actually getting a lot of times ripened fruit because of how they get to preserve it with freezing. So if you are out of season, get frozen fruit because the frozen fruit's going to be picked when it's ripe and frozen right away. Hopefully that answers your question. I don't believe it has anything to do with like spraying or pesticides. Depends on the farm and what they're doing with it, but just from a ripeness standpoint. All right, Chris N 2504. Oops. Papa Swolio, if you were to start leaning out, what changes would you make to your diet? Would you eliminate anything or just simply eat less of what you already eat? Yeah, it would be eating less, but probably just the carbohydrates. I would probably just drop the carbs a little bit. Maybe not consume as much dairy, of the raw dairy that I consume, or a little bit less fruit. And generally maybe a little bit less overall calories, but keeping my protein high. And again, it comes down to performance. So my weight has been dropping like a pound. It's coming down a little bit, but I want to make sure that my strength is improving. I don't want to be losing muscle mass. So if my performance starts hitting a wall, if my reps or my weight is not going up, then I might just increase my protein or increase my carbohydrates to match, to make sure that I'm not losing muscle mass, to make sure that I'm still able to stay in that positive balance so I can put on muscle. So I want to make sure that my performance is going up. So I'm gauging it based on my body weight and my performance. I'm cross-checking those things. And it would just be very small. A lot of people do drastic changes. You don't need to cut 500 calories or 1,000, maybe even like 100, 200, very, very slow. You want to keep this very, very slow because then you can make pivots and then you can adjust. The problem is a lot of people don't really track what they're doing and they cut dramatically and they get skinny and lean. They lose muscle mass and they kind of undo the hard work that they put in. So just keep that in mind. Cross-check your body weight with your performance and see if those are still on point and if they're tracking properly. Cody on TikTok, who braids your hair? Well, when I go get my beard cleaned up, the girl that I go to braids my hair, but Mama Swolio also does it too. Dargan04416 on Instagram stories. Best exercise to burn fat. Eating better. No exercise is going to burn more fat. You cannot spot reduce fat. Comes down to your overall metabolism. lean mass, and your overall caloric intake and such. Red Robin 915, women's butt building exercises. Well, you're going to be happy to know that men's butt building exercises are the same as women's butt building exercises. So you want to do something like a banded hyper. You could do stiff leg deadlifts or RDLs. Glute bridges, weighted glute bridges is a standard. That's one of the best exercises for glutes. You could do some kickbacks. You could do the abductor machine. Those are going to hit different parts of the glute medius and the gluteus maximus. So those would be the exercise that I recommend. Same as booty, same as men's booty. Booty is booty. The Showman Boy, Papa Swolio, why are people obese? Well, because they eat poison, they don't get sun, they don't sleep well, they don't lift weights, they don't do the 7 pillars. Shasab 5999, what do you do to relax? I read, I go in the sauna, I play with the dogs, I go for a walk, I just go outside in the sun, I'm in the garden, lots of things. Sit there and just think and chill. Don't underestimate just sitting in silence and just hanging out. All right. Juaco Racines? Papa Swolio, how were you able to start your business? Where did you learn shit? How was I able to start my business? Well, I incorporated. So I started a business, made it a business, and started making content online and starting the podcast. This is almost 9 years straight since 2016. Where did I learn shit? I learned shit on YouTube, on the internet, and from a couple people that I know, just gathering information, being a sponge, learning Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and ads and targeting and retargeting and pixels and all that stuff. So it's been a lot of evolution, but I've always had a knack for marketing. I just didn't realize it. And it's really just learning the landscape and how to get attention, keep attention, how to provide value to other people. And then there are many different ways to monetize that attention. And then it just has developed into what it is. So that's how I started business. To make a business, you need to provide value to others. And you want to provide more value than you take. So that's how you create a successful business. And you can do that in many, many different ways. Many, many different ways. And you learn by doing. You learn by doing. And the internet is a treasure trove of information. So reading books, watching videos. Every time I know how to edit videos. I know how to do all this stuff professionally. I don't do all the editing. I do certain things. I'm able to, but at the beginning, I was doing everything myself, all the editing, all the stuff. And what's great about that is you learn how to hire. You learn what you need to hire for. And I would recommend that if you're starting a business and you're looking to hire someone, make sure you hire people or hire someone for the stuff that you hate doing. That's the first thing. That's the best. A lot of times I get this question, how do you expand or how do you determine what you have to hire someone for? And a great start is, what do you hate doing? What do you hate to do? All right. Whether it's writing emails or doing editing, like what's the biggest holdup and what's something that would relieve a lot of stress for you, and then hire for that. And it makes your life so much better. And remember, all it does is opens you up to doing the things that only you can do. Okay, so only I can film my videos. Only I can be in front of the camera doing the content. Only I am going to be able to do the podcast and sit here and talk and do all that stuff. So I have to focus on the things that only I can do. And then everything else, you can hire out for that. Just keep in mind that if you know how to do the things, you know what a good rate is, you know what it's worth to you to hire someone if you know how to do the things that you're hiring for. That's not always going to be possible. You're not always going to be able to master the craft of a specific thing that you have to hire for, but that's a good framework. You want to hire someone that can take a load off for something that you don't like to do and makes your life easier. Papa Swolio, what is in your garden? Lots of plants. Lots of plants. It's a butterfly garden. So everything that we have is geared towards butterflies, host plants, and nectar sources. So lots of flowers and lots of plants that the butterflies can lay eggs on, caterpillars can eat. So we have just butterflies all over the property, everywhere. You go outside, there's like just swarms of butterflies like flying around. It's awesome. Okay. So that's a little advice. Any other questions? You can ask business questions, any kind of questions. You could drop them right now. Schmilly39, Papa Swolio, should I take supplements? Well, it depends on what you're talking about. There's certain things that I would recommend most people take. Vitamin D, magnesium, creatine. Those are some standard supplements that pretty much everyone can benefit from. Aside from that, it's very individual. Facu Rivara. That shirt, where did you get it? I love it. papaswolio.com, 20% off. So the link is in my bio here on TikTok. And we're live on Rumble and YouTube at The Daily Swole. The Daily Swole podcast, episode 3234.
Wow.
Come join the show. All right, Facu Rivara. Papa Swolio, can I train heavy 2 times a day? Can you? Yes. Should you? No. That's a big no-no. You should not train heavy twice a day. There's actually there's a good argument to not train heavy 2 days in a row. So I personally like to have a day off. Sometimes I've done an upper lower back to back. Even if I do 1 set per body part, I just don't like training back to back days. Even if I do less volume, as little volume as I can, instead of doing 2 sets per body part. Because upper lower, if you're doing upper lower and you're doing twice a week, generally people will do 2 sets for an exercise, 1 exercise for a body part, 2 sets. Okay. I still don't like if I do upper lower, I still tend to navigate or lean towards every other day regardless. So I try to keep it to full body every other day, and then I'll adjust what that full body looks like. Remember, when you do full body, it doesn't have to be 100, I don't want to say 100%. It doesn't have to be the most complicated exercises, and it doesn't have to be every body part. Some body parts might not need as much frequency. Some of your body parts might take longer to recover, whatever it is. So you can have a full body day that is biased towards upper body. You could do full body that's biased towards lower. So you could do full body every other day. And then on one full body workout, you do more of your compound upper first, and then you don't do heavy compound legs that day. And then on a full body that's lower body biased, maybe you do your hack squat or your Smith machine squat or barbell squat, and you do your stiff leg deadlifts. But then for your upper body, you do like pec flies, or you do less taxing. You don't do heavy T-bar rows or heavy barbell rows or heavy deadlifts. You do, let's say, more, I don't want to say not compound, but more single joint exercise, things that aren't as taxing. And you guys know what I'm talking about. There's some exercises that are going to be more fatiguing than others. So you can bias a full body towards upper, and you can bias a full body towards lower, and then alternate those. So you kind of have a lower body day with some upper. Then you have an upper body day with some lower. It's still full body. So love the shirt. Thank you. Thank you. Nobel Studio 05. Papa Swolio, is 8 or 10 reps best for knee? Sorry for my English. Well, it's not really about 8 or 10 reps. It's about how close to failure are you training. And I don't know if you're training your knees, you mean legs? So it's either, as long as you're training close to failure, it doesn't matter if you're doing 8 reps or 20 reps. The difference is 20 reps, you're doing a lot more work to get to the stimulus. So it's more fatiguing. It might take you longer to recover for the next set and for the next workout. So the more reps you're doing to get to failure, if I'm trying to hit failure and the last few or several reps to failure is going to be where you're getting the stimulus, in my recommendation, it's better to do 4 to 8 repetitions because you're front loading that set with the stimulus rather than doing 15 or 16 reps before you start getting to those stimulating reps. I don't see any point in doing 16 reps first before I get to the stimulus. I'm just going to load up more weight and hit it hard and get those reps up front. Lacey says, if you can train heavy 2 days in a row, you aren't training heavy enough. That's really how I feel. I know Lacey, we're both older and have a lot more experience in the gym. And I think that's a big thing too. And Lacey would probably agree. As you get more advanced, one, you don't need, or you shouldn't be training with as much volume because your intensity can be so high. When I first started lifting, let's say you're just new, you're not putting 400 pounds on the bar for squats. You know, you're not putting 20 plates on the leg press when you first start lifting. So you're not able to overload your body to the same extent. When you get more advanced, and you can't push as close to failure with proper form. And you'll see this with newbie lifters. They'll be pushing and they start getting hard. They start bending and their form just kind of breaks down because their muscles, their joints, they're just not able to push with quality form and get quality reps up into the end. So it's good to leave a couple reps in the tank. You just haven't earned that integrity, that joint integrity and muscle integrity to be able to push that close to failure with good form. It'll break down, so you don't want to do it because you can get hurt. So as you get more advanced, you're able to load so much more with quality form and push closer to your limit. And it's just exhausting. So it's not just, hey, I trained upper body on Monday, so on Tuesday, it's an Etch-a-Sketch. I'm doing legs, so my whole body is reset. Everything's good because I did upper body yesterday. My legs feel good. It's still the same body. It's still the same brain, same heart, lungs, spleen, liver, kidneys. It's the same nervous system. So just because you're training a different body part on Tuesday, you're still fatigued. You're still exhausted from the Monday workout. This is why with full body, or doing every other day, upper rest lower, or full body rest full body, or anything else and doing every other day, what you're doing is you're allowing 48 hours before intense training. And that gives your body and your central nervous system more time to recover. And you'll notice your strength increasing, which is the goal, progressive overload. If you're not putting on more weight on the bar and you're not, or you're not getting more reps or both, you're not building muscle. You're not going to build muscle without getting stronger. If you're lifting the same weights, you're lifting 20 pounds, you're doing 20 pounds over, think about this. Let's say you're curling 20 pounds. Every time you train, you're just doing 20s, and you're just doing 20s. You're doing 10 reps, 3 sets of 10. You're going to build muscle until you kind of can match that. You're not going to keep on building muscle. And the problem is, what do people do? Instead of 3 sets of 10, then they do another set and then another exercise, and they just beat a dead horse. They're not creating more stimulus. You're just adding soreness. You might get a pump because you're sending blood to that area, but you'll just get sore and more fatigued, but you're not getting bigger, you're not building muscle. So train the same, remain the same. Espresso on TikTok, tips for toning upper body while growing lower body. No such thing as toning. You just mean being less fat. So there's no such thing as toning. What people want when they say tone, they want to build muscle and they want to be less fat. You're just talking about being leaner. So you want to grow everything. You want to grow your upper body and grow your lower body. I'm telling you, every single person listening to this should focus on building muscle all the time. And the reason why I say that is because it's very hard. Even if you're trying 100% to build muscle, you're not going to look like a Mr. Olympia competitor. Even if your whole entire goal is to build muscle, it's very hard to build muscle. So if you're kind of like, well, I don't want to build too much, you're not going to build any. You're not going to build any if you're trying not to build muscle. You're not going to build any muscle. It's so hard to build muscle, and you have to have so many things going for you and so much consistency and so much dedication, discipline, and targeted training. You need to just focus on building muscle. Yeah, when you first start training, there's newbie gains. When you first start training, there's neuromuscular adaptation, there's coordination. And when you first throw in a new exercise, if it's a novel exercise and you haven't really done that pattern before, if you're going from one type of lat row to another type of lat row, you might be a little sore. It's not a novel movement. It's not like your lats have never worked before, but it might be a different angle or a different strength profile. So you might get a little bit of soreness with a new exercise. But if you've never trained lats before at all, and you go really hard, you're going to be super sore. You're going to be kind of shaky. You're going to be kind of wobbly, and your strength is going to increase over the first few weeks pretty dramatically because of neuromuscular adaptations, but that's not hypertrophy. So you'll see the weights going up, but the initial increase in a new exercise or the initial weight increase, if you're new to the gym, that's not hypertrophy. You have to get through that first few to several weeks of neuromuscular adaptations before you start building actual muscle. That's why you might be training and you're getting stronger. How? I'm not building muscle yet. No, you're not. your motor units. Your body is just learning how to synchronize all the motor units. Your body is learning the coordination, learning the stabilization. Everything's kind of getting stressed and trying to adapt. So it takes a while. It takes a while to even start building muscle, even if you see your strength going up right away. It's not hypertrophy right away. Good questions. Oh, we're done with Instagram. Thank God. All right, more questions. Drop it in the comments. A couple more questions. A little time for a few more questions because we do have overtime, so I'm not going to belabor it. What is the best exercise to lose love handles? Heavy strength training, building muscle, and improving your nutrition. There's no exercise that will target body fat anywhere. You cannot target waist fat. There's no exercise that's going to shred fat like on your waist. Doesn't exist. Where can I get your shirts? Swolio.com. How do people not know where to get my shirts at this point? I'm always shocked. Link is in my bio. Swolio.com. I love it. People always ask about where do you get the shirts? Ever try clicking the link? Right in the bio. Your shirts are the best. Thanks, Rosie. Swolio.com. The link is in my TikTok bio. You can just click my profile and head on over there. What's my dream car? I don't really care about cars, but I'll probably just get a Hummer. I was going to before I got the truck, and I was like, I want something that's a little bit more functional. But I just get like an H1, old school, like USMC, something that's decommissioned, street legal H1. The thing is, I'm in Florida, so I'd probably want to get one with AC, so it has to have some mods. Anything, I want a turret at the top. In case there's the apocalypse, I can be up there like, just Mad Max style. Tie me to the top and I'll just unleash. I decided to build out a home gym. I decided to build a commercial gym instead of getting a Hummer. So good trade-off. I'm okay without the Hummer. I have a truck, so it's all good. Close enough. Oh, I want to. Sheena, I can't say it. I can't say it. Get that violation. It'll probably come out naturally. I do want to say it. Lavash, Papa Swole, does grapefruit affect any supplements, like how it affects antibiotics and medication? That's a good question. The acidity in grapefruit? I'm not sure. One thing that you want to be careful of is you don't want to take antibiotics. You want to stay away from antibiotics as much as possible. You don't want to be ingesting those. Like, you really want to be careful. But if you're having yogurt or honey, you don't want to take that in your antibiotics because it's going to neutralize it. Because honey has antibiotic properties. Or I should say kefir and stuff like that's probiotic. You don't want to take probiotics with antibiotics because they're going to neutralize. Antibiotic just means anti-life. And probiotic just means pro-life, essentially. Pro-bio. So if you're taking anything like that, you want to separate it. I forget what the time frame is, but you got to be very careful with antibiotics because it destroys your gut biome. Same thing with Listerine and mouthwashes. They're terrible. It destroys your oral microbiome. Those things are the worst. Increases heart disease and blood pressure and stuff like that. Have you had a Mad Max shirt yet? No. I have an idea, though. I want to see it. Doesn't it fuck with birth control? Grapefruit? Does grapefruit mess up birth control? I don't know about that. All right, let's see. Alex on Telegram. What's an alternative to toothpaste that doesn't have fluoride, sodium lauryl sulfate, and God knows what else? Well, you can do different things. I use a combination of baking soda and coconut oil. You can also make your own. You could add things like, what was it? Something hydroxyapatite or something like that to remineralize. But I literally have baking soda, coconut oil, brush my teeth with that. And then I put some coconut oil in my mouth and floss. Every time I go to the dentist, my gums are the same or improving. And I have no issues, no cavities. I haven't used Listerine. I haven't used standard toothpaste in years, and totally fine. It really comes down to what you're eating and your overall nutrition. Oh, antibiotics mess with birth control. Is that right? I didn't know that. Makes sense though. Why wouldn't it? Antibiotics destroy your body. Loving the glasses, looking Swolio as always. Oh, you're the sweetest. Cerny says, I don't brush my teeth. I don't have any anyway. Hummer from a gummer. Ayo.
Is this a list of things I did to your mom last night?
All right, Negan. Papa Swolio, is it possible to reach your type of physique without taking any protein powder and supplements, etc.? I'm sure it is. I'm not the biggest person in the world. I've been training for 25 years, but I also haven't taken anabolic steroids or anything like that. So, I mean, I use protein powder and I use creatine and magnesium and vitamin D. So if you're not taking any supplements, sure. I don't see why not. Everyone's going to be a little bit different genetically and what you're predisposed to gaining, but you need to be eating amazing. So make sure your nutrition's on point. Remember, supplements are not replacements. So supplements are just additive. So I eat steak and beef all the time, but I'm not getting as much creatine as if I'm just supplementing 5 grams of creatine. You're not getting 5 grams of creatine from a steak. Creatine's fantastic. Epic beard brother. Thank you. Thank you. Just got it groomed. I haven't brushed. I don't brush it. People are like, oh, your beard is uneven. Yeah, I don't care. I don't sit there grooming my beard every day. It just looks like that because it gets trimmed and it's trained to grow a certain way. So Cerny says, at least I'm good at something.
I'd be the luckiest guy alive if that did it for me.
Joel, should I take creatine every day if I train 4/5 days though? I take it every day. I'll take it every day. Ohio Beard Gang, application to the gang approved. Well, I didn't apply, but I got one of those honorary degrees, right? I'm an honorary member. Boom. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Shout out to Ohio. Shout out to Ohio. Joan Nashelli. Papa Swolio, should I do unilateral exercises or just extra reps if I'm seeing uneven muscle growth? Yes, but you don't need to do extra reps. What I would do is, if it's your arm or your quad or something like that, just do single leg. And let's say your left leg is smaller than your right. Do, let's say, a single leg exercise that targets the quads on your left leg. And then without rest, go to your dominant side. And with the same weight, match the reps without rest. So just prioritize the weaker leg and it'll bring it up. So do the one that you're trying to bring up, and then without rest, go right to the next one. If you're doing a single leg or a unilateral movement and you don't have an imbalance that you're trying to fix, you can rest a little bit between sets, but you want to do no rest, train the weaker one first, then go right to the stronger one. It'll take time. Is L-carnitine worth it? I don't take L-carnitine. I know there's different types of L-carnitine to take, but I don't take it. I've taken it in the past and I haven't in like a decade or more. So I personally don't take it, but I'm not saying that it's bad or evil, but I think there's different things. I think there's different types of L-carnitine. Don't some people inject it? We talked about it yesterday, the day before. Is this going around? Is L-carnitine something that people are talking about now? Has that come back? If you've been in the quote game long enough, there's just different waves of things that return and come back. Intermittent fasting was big for a while, then it goes away, and then it's you hear then creatine is coming out, and then it just, things kind of come back around cyclically, and all of a sudden it just comes back again and come back again. And I don't know. I've never taken it. Well, I've taken it before, but I didn't notice anything. But I've never injected it or anything like that. So there are some things that maybe an injectable L-carnitine is beneficial. Because remember, if you're injecting something, I'm not recommending it, but if you inject something like L-carnitine, and don't like take over the counter like liquid L-carnitine and inject it. Just don't fucking do that, please.
Matt Damon.
But let's say there's a form of it that is injectable. It doesn't get digested. So there's a lot of times you'll take something and your stomach acids will neutralize it. So there are some products out there that might be beneficial if you inject it, but you need a certain type. It might be more expensive. You have to go somewhere to do it. But orally, remember, it's getting processed by your liver. It's going through your digestive system. So it doesn't necessarily have the same efficacy if you consume it orally versus injecting it. I'm interested in L-carnitine suppositories, though. I'm interested in the suppositories.
How about I send you a hobo's
Maybe you know what I think I might do? I think I might do? I think I might start a line of supplements and it's all suppositories. Just horse pills, right? So electrolytes and just suppository electrolytes, but a suppository form, right? You want your sodium, potassium, magnesium, just and make it something like it's 6 pills, right? Those big, like massive horse pills, like a Pez dispenser. Turn you into a Pez dispenser. Look, I think there's white space there. It'd be great with the gay community, though. Just make it like rainbow colored on the front. We'll call it safe space supplements. Safe space supplements, and just right up the butt. Michelle says, I will not be purchasing your supplements, Papa. Hey. You miss out. Snooze, you lose. It just got really quiet in here. Pooper Swolio. Call it no shit supplements. Look, you're always trying to look for the opportunity. I think there is something there. Some people are going to hate it. Some people are going to love it. Pooper Swolio. Pooper Swolio. Pooper Swolio. Sergeant Huckleberry, did shipping delays get fixed? TikTok shop canceled my order for delayed shipping. I think my TikTok shop, can you still see my TikTok shop? I think it's banned. So that might be why. I think they banned the store. I don't know if I'm still able to sell stuff on TikTok shop. They banned me from TikTok shop. So here's what happened. So TikTok, it's their fault. They gave me the ability to do it. You ready for this? So when I'm doing a video on TikTok, because I don't have the ability to tag products anymore, they banned my shop. I don't know if you guys can see TikTok shop yet, or my TikTok shop. I don't even know if it's available for you guys. You can just go to the website and buy. You get better deals anyway. So just go to papaswolio.com. Forget F TikTok. This app sucks. So when you're posting a video, if you have TikTok shop, I can tag a specific item. So if I'm posting Forest Pump and I'm like doing a video, I can say, hey, tag the item Forest Pump. Okay. But they gave me the option to tag just the store. So I could post a video and just tag the Papa Swolio store. Simple, because it's easier for me. Yeah, click here and go check out the shop. And then what they started doing, they gave me the option to do it. They gave me the option to just tag the entire store, not a specific product. So I just started tagging. It was easier for me because I have to look through, and sometimes certain ones wouldn't sync because of the pain in the butt. So I would just put the shop. And then all of a sudden, like months after I've been making all these videos and tagging Papa Swolio shop, what they started doing is they started banning and flagging every video and giving me strike points, which has since banned my shop. Every single video, I started getting alerts every day from videos from like November, December, like months ago, saying irrelevant. It was what was it? It said irrelevant content. They were calling it irrelevant content, and they were flagging my videos because I guess I wasn't specifically in the video saying like, hey, look at this shirt. You can go to the TikTok shop, click the link right here, blah, blah, blah. Because it wasn't like a QVC video. I'm in the video saying, hey, go to the gym, or what are you doing awake? Go to sleep. And I'm wearing the item, and I was tagging the shop, and they just kept on flagging me for irrelevant content. So I was like, all right, forget it. Seems like he could have appealed that or was just not worth the time. I appealed 30 of them. They rejected every single appeal. I got to the point where I was appealing saying, you guys suck. This is not irrelevant. Fix it. Appeal not approved. I've tried everything. So I appealed. It doesn't do anything. They just deny every single appeal. So F them. Go to the website. Don't give TikTok your money. So that's what actually happened. Discerning, I know. I wouldn't want to say it. I want to say it. I'm testing a theory. Yeah, come on, Xi Jinping. Let me have my store back. Everyone tag Xi Jinping in the comments. Let Papa Swolio have his store back. Mark, didn't you have to get a lawyer involved for one of your socials? I think I remember you talking about it. Yeah, one of my accounts got hacked. And I don't want to get into too many details, but the account that got hacked was linked to a bunch of other things. So I lost my Instagram, my Facebook, because what they do is they'll hack and then post, I don't want to say it out loud, but they post CP. You guys know what that is. And then get your account banned. And then try to hold it for ransom. And I told them to suck both my dicks and then hired a lawyer. It just took a month because, legal stuff takes a while. They had to contact Meta's legal department and back and forth, but got it back. There's still some things that are not fixed. So there's still some things that I can't link my Facebook to my Shopify store. It's still bricked. So there's still things that are messed up from the hack, but the problem is I don't even want to think about how much money I lost, but this is when I had videos going super viral, and I had amazing viral videos. Amazingly viral videos that were in circulation that got removed and never came back. I had a video that was 250 million views on Instagram. I had several that was like 150 million plus, just insane virality. So you can't make up for that kind of lost reach. I had many videos that were over 100 million views. It was just a period where things were going ultra viral and lost all of it. So it happens. At least it did happen. I want to say it. I might say it. I'm going to say it and then sign off before I get... Jason, any advice for future content creators? Yeah. Remove the first word. Why future? Do it now. Do it now. Nick, isn't it funny how these hackers have troves of CP, yet the FBI can't track these fuckers down? Well, they're in other countries. They're not going to do that. FBI doesn't care. It's other countries. Like, these are people from like Pakistan and, and that's why all these data leaks. So you have to go through and, I guess I could have been better at it, but you have one account from a long time ago, and then, I don't know, you signed up for some sort of thing online somewhere, and then you see these, right? You see these leaks where they have millions of emails and names and passwords leaked. So, all they do is they go down a list and blah, 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 blah. All these algorithms and computer programs can just input all these things and see what they can get into. And they just get into. So what they tried to do is, because when it got hacked, I made sure I called my bank and I bricked any transactions going to Meta, which is perfect because right after I did that, they tried to, so what they did was they hacked my account and then tried to run ads for some stupid product from China, like some lanyards or something like that. So they were trying to, I guess, hack ads accounts so they could run free ads essentially and steal money. But right away, I called my bank and said, don't allow any transactions to Facebook or Meta platforms. So they got flagged and they got rejected. So then nothing happened. That's what they were trying to do. But they didn't stop them in time. Or I got there first. Greetings from Vienna. Where are you guys watching from? Drop in the comments. Music Love on TikTok. Why do I always get sick? I've been at the gym for a few weeks and boom, fever and all every time. Where do you live? Most of the time, sickness is just it's a health issue, of course, but vitamin D deficiency, magnesium deficiency, poor hydration, lack of electrolytes, lack of sunlight. Very, very common in the winter. I mean, down here in Florida, it's hot, it's beautiful, it's sunny most of the year. But if you're living in higher latitudes, you're getting vitamin D deficiency is really what flu season is. So everyone gets sick in the winter. People aren't getting sunlight and they're not getting quality sleep and they're not exercising and they're not eating good food. That's why they get sick. I don't get sick. If I get sick, it's because I ate some sushi or something and I'll get really bad for a couple hours or for a day. I'll throw up, or if I have food poisoning or something. It's happened a couple times. But I don't get sick. It's usually related to something that I did. Do I ride? I don't have a motorcycle right now, but I have. It's just hard for me to justify it now, especially living in Florida. People drive like lunatics. I used to ride more when I didn't have anything to lose, so to speak. But just the risk is undeniable. I will say that a lot of the issues when it comes to motorcycle, no, not sports bike, not a crotch rocket. Yeah, Harleys for sure. Yeah. I've never ridden a sports bike on purpose. The reason is because I never wanted to be tempted with like those kinds of like high speeds and just the risk. But a lot of the data and the statistics with motorcycles is usually a lot of crotch rockets and people that are drunk, or, you know, if you take the statistics and you eliminate all those things, yeah, there's still a much higher risk than cars. But when you see statistics and it's like, oh my God, so much more, a lot of it is people that are riding like assholes, lane splitting, riding crotch rockets, or riding drunk, which is the stupidest thing possible. Yeah. So I had a bike, and then what I did was, because I moved and it was just my, you know, so in other words, I just started renting whenever I wanted to ride, and then I don't have a good place to store one, so I wouldn't buy one. Riding a bike, it's kind of like having a boat. You know, the common saying with a boat, the best days of owning a boat are the day you buy it and the day you sell it. I see people around here, they have boats in their yards and stuff, just like storing it, having to haul it, washing it, cleaning it. Same thing with the bike. If you don't have a good place to keep it clean, depends on how much you're riding it. But the cool thing about renting a bike too, if you're not riding all the time, is you go get like a new bike. It's all unlimited miles. You can brand new. And whenever you go, it's brand new, taken care of. You don't have to worry about dust or rust or oil or maintenance. You just go and get it, pick it up, ride the hell out of it, and return it. But yeah, having a bike is awesome. There are a few things that equal riding a bike. The problem is the tendency. Don't do it, but there's nothing like riding a bike without a helmet on. Not smart, but it's a hard thing to do. It's a hard thing to not do, I would say. In Florida, there's no helmet laws, which is insane in itself. But riding without a helmet, it just feels like you're on a fucking dragon. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it now, though. I wouldn't do it now. I'm not saying you should do it. It's stupid. wearing a helmet on a bike, it's like you're in a car. It's not the same as without. It's crazy. But it's also, I'm not saying it's a good choice, but there's nothing like it. I mean, even if you're riding a horse, you should, wear a helmet. The thing is, if your hair flying in the breeze, no, you're going to get knots in your hair. You want to make sure you're tying it up or wearing a bandana or something like that, but wear a helmet. The problem is if you're, I see people riding bikes without helmets on, and I see them on the highway and they're going behind a truck. I'm like, dude, getting a rock to the face, that's what people don't understand. Especially if you're on the highway, you're just gonna. You don't even need to get a rock, a bug. If you're going across the Everglades or something like that, there are beetles and shit. I got hit in the kneecap. Right, I'm riding, and all of a sudden, it felt like a golf ball hit me in the knee. I didn't waver or anything, but it hit my kneecap, and it was just like I was just screaming on the bike. I was like, "Ah, motherfucker!" It was not good. And then like you're wearing a helmet and you feel like gung, 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 like, it's like rocks hitting you in the head. A bug is like a rock when you're going fast. Plus, if it rains or drizzle, it just feels like needles. So there's a lot of benefits to wearing a helmet. So again, I've made stupid decisions in my life. Fortunately, it worked out well, but it looks cool, but it's not even the way it looks. It just feels good. You have the wind and stuff like that. It's just not smart. Not smart. And that's what a lot of people don't realize. You get hit in the face. Yeah, you're driving your car. You guys know that you're driving your car and you hear like a crack because rocks hit your windshield. Imagine that in your face. And you have to not fall over. Not good. Yeah. Yep. I did let my hair flow once and I realized, oh, that's the worst decision. I almost had to shave my head because my hair was down. It was like flapping and it was just a bird's nest. I didn't even go that far. I went down the street and I was like, well, I'm never doing that again. It took me forever to get my hair untangled. But having a braid like this but put the helmet on. Yeah, Drella says, if a rock hits you in the mouth, it can bust your teeth. Oh, easily. Easily. It's not even just that. If it hits you in the face and then you're like, oh, or it hits you in the eye, you should wear glasses or something like that. But, you fall over. You can wipe out because you get hit. If it hits you in the head and it knocks you out or you get dizzy, and not when you're riding, you don't want to be getting that when you're going 75 miles an hour or something like that. Drella says, I had a half helmet on once and I got behind a garbage truck in traffic and garbage juice was misting all over my face. Gross. Oh. Yeah, I did half helmets for a while. When I first started riding, I used a full face helmet and then I moved to a half helmet. But a half helmet's essentially like you're not wearing a helmet. The little mushroom helmets. It's almost like not wearing a helmet because all the stuff that you want to protect is I know you want to protect your brain, but you still get wrecked in the face. It helps if you have a windshield. I wouldn't ride a bike without a windshield. I've had that on the highway. It's brutal. You're just a wall, like a sail. So it's good to have a windshield or a fairing. That way you have but then you have stuff that goes over and it'll hit you right in the forehead. So if something's coming up, it'll gunk. Love freely, laugh often. Took out my window in a car. Had to get a new window. Can't imagine if it hit my face. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the lesson of today's show is if you're riding a motorcycle, wear a helmet, protect your face. Protect your face. And if it's cold, yeah, I've ridden motorcycles down here. And I remember when I first got my bike, this is 12 years ago, 13 years ago, I was I was teaching at a school and we got out at 11:30 at night. And it was one of those days in Florida where it was nice during the day and I rode it. It was the afternoon. It was great. But the temperature dropped and it was 40s at night. I almost froze to death on the way home. It was so cold. And one of my students actually went home before the school was out because I didn't have any gear with me. So he actually brought me like pants and a jacket and stuff that he didn't use because he sold his bike. Saved my life because he had gloves. I was so freezing when I got home because it's like 30 miles an hour colder on a bike. I remember I almost didn't make it. I was so cold. I was shivering and frozen on the bike, even with all of his insulated gear. So I've learned that lesson. I've learned lessons. Noah Park, can I stitch your videos for Instagram? I don't care what you do. Sure. Stitch away. Stitch away. But I will say some of the most peaceful, happiest moments I've had is just being on a bike. There's nothing like it. There's nothing like it. But risk and reward. I wouldn't ride it around the city. I wouldn't ride it around the cities. I've done that. I've ridden up the beach and stuff like that. But the way people drive down here is just dangerous. You just have to drive like, you have to ride as if everyone's trying to hit you. And that's how I always rode. I pretended it was a video game, and if they hit me, they get 100 points. So I always ride like someone's trying to hit me. Keep your distance. Don't lane split. You know, I'm not swerving and doing all that kind of crap. So if I ever rent a bike and do something, it's because I'm going for like open road for a trip or something. So you want to get out of the congestion as much as possible. Anyway, we went long on that. Fam, I'm going to wrap up here on TikTok. We're live on Rumble and YouTube. The Daily Swole on Rumble and YouTube. Thanks for being here. If you want to catch the rest of the show, come on over. We got some videos. We got some current events and stuff we're going to talk about in the next phase of the show. And then we're going to move into overtime for members. So come on over. Rumble at The Daily Swole. YouTube at The Daily Swole. Rumble's the best place to watch. Got my shirt. If you want to cop some shirt, don't do it on TikTok Shop. That's retarded. Go to papaswolio.com and get your shirts 20% off. I'm going to sign off before I get flagged. Ha ha ha. I said the word. Yes. Got it. Got it. I dropped an R-bomb and then dipped.
Everybody knows you never go full retard.
Let me see if I get a flag. It might alert me. It might be like, hey, you've been flagged for. Let me see. Let me see. Any flags? Not yet. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. I had to drop it at the end. I almost forgot. All right. I'll let you guys know if it comes up. I'll let you know if I get like a post. I might get like a post. Yeah. 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 I showed them. What do you think about that, G? What up, CCP? What up, bitch? Suck my dick. Okay, let's see what we got here. So let's talk about a little domestic. Let's go balls deep. Here we go. Let's get out of here. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's deep. Let's talk about domestic terrorism. So I shared this. I thought it was funny. So this is in the UK. Now, I don't know the UK has fallen. The UK is dog shit. It's just, I don't know. I haven't heard anything positive about the UK for a long, long time. And I'm sure you're the same way. But I don't know who's funding this, but over in the UK, you have all these anti-Elon Musk ads going up. This says, X, delete your account if the bar lets Nazis in, it's a Nazi bar. If the bar lets Nazis in, it's a Nazi bar. So I guess if you have a free speech platform and people use free speech, then it's always the lowest comment. So if you have someone who hates blacks or something, or Jews or something that uses X, then the whole platform is a Nazi platform or something. Again, it doesn't make sense. So I shared this and I said, if I have black customers, is it a black owned business? Or is it only for black people? So if we have some members that are black, does that mean it's a black business? Does that mean our whole membership, like, it's a weird thing to say, right? It doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. It's like, okay, if the bar lets Nazis in, it's a Nazi bar. I mean, how do you know if someone's a Nazi? They have to come in and be like, I am a Nazi. And you're like, okay. That's a weird open. That's a cold open. It's a cold open. I don't know anyone that's walking around saying, I am a Nazi. I mean, if you're an establishment, and you have the right to remove anyone for any reason, pretty much. But anyway, stupid is as stupid does. So I don't know who's funding that. Probably Soros in the UK. But cool story, Hansel. A lot of you were probably wanted to give a shout out. So a lot of you maybe were watching. Dan Bongino today was his last show. So a little round of applause for a patriot. I'm sure he'll be back after his stint at the FBI, depending on how long that is. He'll be at least right for the remainder of Trump's term or however it goes. But I guess next week, Dan Bongino is now going to be the deputy director of the FBI. This is going to be some wild shit because Dan doesn't fuck around. So I'm really excited to hear about what he's going to get into, because I think a lot of people are frustrated with, and we'll get into Pam Bondi and Kash Patel. I think people are frustrated about the Epstein stuff and different things. Here's what we'll talk about that in a second. I'll talk about it now. Fuck it. I'll talk about it now. What I think the problem is you have a lot of people that are like, release all the files, just dump them online. If you are trying to develop a case against high profile people, think of like what's going on. Let's say you have all the evidence and everything with the Epstein files, and you see all these celebrities, you see all this shit, you see all this stuff, and you have thousands and thousands and thousands of pages of documents. You have victims, that's a massive, massive, massive undertaking. Legal, like litigation takes forever. Because if they just take all the documents and flood them, then there's going to be limitations with trials of how you're going to be able to have a fair trial. There's going to be corruption and AI and who knows what else of things getting kicked around. It's not smart to just to release and flood everything. I know people want to know the truth, fine, but you have to give it a little bit of time. You have to give it a little bit of time. You can't just take everything and just dump it online. And I'm not an expert in litigation, but what I do know is if you're building a case, you don't just post everything online and crowdsource stuff, because a lot of the evidence and stuff that you might have, people might then as a result destroy evidence or do X, Y, and Z to muddy the waters. It'll get really gnarly if they just dump everything online. So there's logically limitations to what they can release. So I think a lot of people want everything now. It's only been a month. And if you have a massive, 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 massive lawsuit or many, it's not going to be one thing. It's not going to be one thing. There's going to be like probably hundreds of them. So I can only imagine how you even approach it. And don't forget, if you are prosecuting, you have to make sure that you have, right? If you prosecute people for the wrong things, they'll get off, and then you might not be able to re-prosecute, or it might eliminate your ability to target. Like, you have to know and have the evidence and have things and witnesses, right? All this different kind of stuff for specific individual lawsuits. What are we charging the person with? What can we? What's the legality of where the crimes took place? Right? Epstein's Island or wherever it was. What's the actual crime? Sometimes people might be involved, but it might not be criminal activity until you can prove it. It's so much work. I don't even know what's happening or how much we're going to find out or what can actually be done. We'll have to wait and see. So I'm just saying, for that kind of stuff, people are really impatient, and all I know is you can't show everyone your cards. And I guess we're going to find out. We're going to find out, but it's not that simple, right? It's not that simple. We want the answer because it should have had this should have been going on right away. But of course, the Biden administration was smothering it, and the DOJ and the FBI, the previous FBI, was smothering all this stuff. Who knows what documents were destroyed or this, that, and the other. So we know Epstein didn't kill himself and we know all those things, but there's some big power players in the game. So you have to be patient. It's really hard to mount a legal defense. And I just know, look, it took a month for me to get back my fucking Facebook account. And I hired a top lawyer that, like, with a big firm, like nationwide firm, to deal with Meta. It took me a month to get back my fucking Facebook account. A month. And it wasn't, I mean, it was like, you know, I had to set up this, they had to contact, you have to wait to them to get back. And then, of course, it's not Facebook. Think of how big a company Facebook is, and think of how many lawsuits Facebook is always dealing with. So it's not Facebook's top priority to reinstate my accounts. They have to wait for a response back or get forwarded to a different department of who can handle it. So it took me a month to get back my Facebook account, which is you think it's simple. So imagine, you know, you have not one lawyer, but you probably have hundreds of lawyers and people sifting through these documents and mounting all the stuff. It's going to take a lot more than what it would take for me to get my Facebook account back. All right, let's check this out. Let's see. This is I'm going to pause this, from Benny Johnson's account. He was sharing this clip from Fox Business. Attorney General Pam Bondi says a Tesla dealership terrorist in jail looking at 20 years sends dark warning to others. Quote, "We have someone in jail looking at 20 years. If you're going to touch a Tesla, do anything, watch out, we're coming." This is domestic terrorism. So unfortunately, this is probably going to escalate, especially because most rioting and stuff like that. You guys remember the quote, "Summer of Love" in 2020, when it's beautiful weather out, it's really nice. Everyone's out and angry and hot. That's why when the lockdowns were happening, people were running around and destroying the country because the Biden administration allowed it. But this is something that we're coming up on, and it seems like, and the left is what's violent. The left has always been the violent wing, and you're going to see a lot more of these like independent cells, probably funded, but maybe it depends. A lot of USAID funding, dry it up, but there's a lot of people, a lot of evil people with a lot of money that are going to be promoting this type of terrorism. So there's cars that are getting shot at, there are people that are getting assaulted, there's a lot of Teslas and Cybertrucks and stuff that are getting destroyed. But at the same time, there's a lot of support for Elon. There are a lot of people that are buying Teslas in protest. And what I've seen is that Tesla was saying that they've never had bigger months of sales. Like, this is the best sales, the highest sales have ever been. So it's a good sign that a lot of people are supporting Elon. And obviously attacks on Teslas and Tesla dealerships are politically motivated. It's obvious. Why not Toyotas? Why not Chevrolet? It's obvious because it's Elon Musk's company. So there needs to be swift prosecution. There needs to be heavy penalties to discourage it. Throw them in jail. 20 years. Fine. Good. And across the board, we don't need new laws in this country. We don't need more laws. That's the issue. We just need to enforce the law. We have laws against vandalism. We have laws against terrorism. We have laws against lighting cars on fire. Prosecute. Throw them in jail. Put them away. Done. Let's watch the clip and see what the details.
We have people we're locking up on that. We have someone in jail right now from one of the dealerships. They threw a Molotov cocktail through a dealership. They're looking at up to 20 years in prison. So if you're going to touch a Tesla, go to a dealership, do anything, you better watch out because we're coming after you. Wow. And if you're funding this, we're coming after you. We're going to find out who you are.
So,
Good. How the hell, isn't she 60 years old? Can we talk about that for a second? Holy shit. I mean, Jesus Christ. Isn't she 60 or 64 or something? How old is Pam Bondi? How old is Pam Bondi? Raw, right? Smash. Wow. Yeah, I love how she said that. I mean, that's what exactly has to happen. We have laws against that already. So, yeah. All right. She's 27, I believe. 27 in Cerny years. Cerny counts everything in dog years. Cerny's like 18. Yeah, how old is Pam Bondi? Oh, 59. I thought she was 60. Are people just rounding up? November 17th, 1965. So she's 59. I thought she was 60 or 60. I mean, 59, round up. Okay, well, she'll still look the same in 6 months. Jeez. Anyway, whatever she's eating, keep it up. Keep it up. She goes to the fucking gym. You can tell. You can tell. All right, let's get balls deep, and then we got overtime. Wow, we went long. That's what she said. Hanging dong. Let's get into a video. Let's see. We got into a couple. We'll do that one last. Pick a number 1 or 2. Let's do this one. It's called Women's Gym. Oh, boy.
What's in the box?
New women's gym that's for biological women, but no trans women, right? And I just can't help but think this isn't a safe space for women, not for cis women or any women, because if trans women are very explicitly excluded, then that means any woman who doesn't perform femininity the way that the woman that owns the gym thinks they should.
Pause. You would think that she'd be like, it's not really a women's only spaces because you're allowing a man. That's a man, baby. A trans woman is a man with a mental disorder. So she was so close. She was so close to being like, hey, this is not a woman's space if you're allowing men in it. Oh, but now it's not safe. So we're talking about if you're not feminine enough. No, we're talking about if you have a vagina. If you have a pee-pee, you cannot go to a women's only gym. I can't think of much more of a brutal place to work out than a women's only gym. I can't think of anything worse. I don't even want to go to a men's only gym. I saw someone post on X that they wanted, we need more men's spaces and blah, blah. A men's only gym? I don't want to go to that either. I don't know. It's weird.
It's fucked. They're going to be like, oh, you've got too much muscle. You're not a real woman. Oh, you're a bit hairy. You're not a real woman.
That's not what anyone's saying. You're a bit hairy. You're not a real woman. No. If you have a cock and XY chromosomes, you're not a woman. It's pretty simple. You could be a strong, muscular woman. That's totally fine. There are a lot of them. There are a lot of female bodybuilders, but they're still women.
Oh, you're a bit tall. You're not a real woman. Oh, you're wearing very masculine clothes today. Are you a woman? Oh, you've...
Said no one ever. Said no one with over a Forrest Gump IQ.
Very broad shoulders. You're not a woman. And then what does that mean? It means nobody's safe. It means everyone is going to be treated with suspicion.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
This doesn't protect women. Attacking trans women does not protect any women. It just makes it unsafe for all women. Every single one of us.
Yeah, you are a fucking idiot.
What you just said...
You are retarded.
...is one of the most insanely idiotic things I have ever heard.
Play it.
At no point in your rambling, incoherent response were you even close to anything that could be considered a rational thought. Everyone in this room is now dumber for having listened to it. I award you no points, and may God have mercy on your soul.
Okay, well, how about this? If you allow mentally deranged men to hang dong in a women's locker room, you're not protecting women. I can't think of more of a threat to women than allowing mentally unstable men around women when they're most vulnerable in the shower or changing in small spaces where there's no cameras, right? There's no cameras in locker rooms. That's some scary shit. So that is not protecting women. Allowing men in women's only spaces is not protecting women, period. Again, they use the term trans women to make you sound like a bigot, but they use the term, that's why it's called trans women. That's why they use the term women, because they're trying to get as adjacent to women as possible to mind fuck you into thinking, oh, you're against women? No, I'm not. I don't think men should be sexually assaulting women in the locker room or hanging dong, blow drying off their cock and balls when women are trying to just go to the bathroom or change for a workout or something like that. It's insane. These people are mentally deranged. So make fun of them, point fingers, laugh, and call them retards, because that's what they are. Okay, this is called... All right, I don't like long videos. This is long. This is 2 minutes, 41 seconds. We'll play it. This is called Long But Great. That's what she said. So it's in my folder as Long But Great because I'm usually very biased against long videos. I don't like them. But if it's great, I'll trust the Swole team for this one.
You guys are here for the Women's March?
Yeah.
What about women? What are we celebrating?
We are magical creatures from the very start, and the fact that we have been squashed down and killed for our magic all these years, come on, baby. If our magic is just getting stronger and pretty.
I wish you could see this if you're just listening. I will say there's nothing magical about this creature. Wow. Triple bag this one.
Soon you're going to be sorry.
So biological men in women's sports.
There's no two sexes.
Okay.
That's a stupid, unscience
So we can't call this a women's march.
That's a stupid, unscience thing to say. Is this why they're standing and protesting under a bridge? Under a bridge. Under a bridge. I got one for that.
You want the baby boy's hole, you gotta pay the troll toll. You gotta pay the troll toll to get in.
You got Frank under the underpass, right? That's where Frank hangs out. That's where Frank gets his eggs.
We just call this a people march.
This is a human march. Transgenders are evolution. In 6 million years, and none of us will be around here for it, the Earth will have evolved to weed out the Y chromosome because it's only proving itself to be dangerous.
You think I'm dangerous as a guy?
I do not think that you this is a beautiful conversation right here. I don't think that you are dangerous as a male.
Okay.
I think that you with other males can be dangerous. If Maslow has it on the hierarchy, we should all be able to attain it.
So this isn't a women's march then, this is a march.
It was inspired by the International Women's Group. It was inspired by the women's marches, but there are so many more things to march about today.
You know what we just did in this conversation? We just erased women.
No, we didn't.
So there's still women.
We're empowering women. Yes,
So
sir. We are the mothers of the future.
My head is hurting right now because I'm trying to stay with you.
I'm going to mansplain to you.
Okay.
Oh, so it's okay. It's okay to mansplain. Oh, everyone loves this. Let's get a naggy fat white woman to tell us where we're wrong. Love that. Love that. Everyone loves a nagging woman. Let's go. Let's fucking go. Sign me up. Sign me up to talk to this troll under a bridge. Where are they? Why are they under a bridge? God damn it.
You said that was dangerous.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
But it's the language you speak.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to mansplain to you.
Yeah, mansplain. I'm going to come down here because you're erasing me, so might as well just be you.
I am not erasing you. I embrace your opportunity for evolution.
This guy's
Your shirt says pussy power. What does that mean?
That means, again, we create life coming out of this vagina that we're not allowed to talk about in public.
We as in not women, but humans.
Humans.
Yeah, not women.
Humans.
We're no more women, men, nothing.
No matter how you spell it, procreation comes out of a twat.
And the twat can be men or women, right?
However it's formed.
But you don't want the terms men and women to exist anymore because we can be whatever.
You call yourself whatever the hell you want to call yourself. Yeah. Use whatever pronoun you want. You want to call yourself a unicorn? Down. Can
I call myself a woman?
Nice. Yeah, absolutely. Baby.
I'm a woman.
On board. You are a
My name's
unicorn.
Davina.
Well, Lavinia, it is my honor to meet you.
And I can give birth.
You may not give birth. I mean, maybe at this moment.
You said I could.
At this moment.
You said anybody can have birth.
At this moment.
Okay, so I need to inverse it.
If your heart and your soul tells you that you need to give birth, then you'll do the things to make it happen.
So I need to go on my spiritual walk, and I need to go find myself.
Do the things to make it
happen. And once I find myself, kind of like the Star Wars and the Force.
Oh, that was actually shorter. Oh my God, that was packed with retardation. All right, I have nothing. I have nothing. I don't need to say anything about that. That was, you heard it. Okay, let's do one more. It's called Cartel.
What's in the box?
I don't need to say anything. You guys heard it. Like, let me critique that. Where do you begin?
This message is for the cartel. We didn't ask for this. We don't want any problems with you. Honestly, I was a big fan of your products in my 20s, okay? I had a lot of fun. But might I suggest breaking the rules, get high on your own supply, and the man you're looking for lives at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C. Maybe pay him a little visit.
Yeah, because the cartels are going to be able to get anywhere near the White House. God, what a fucking idiot.
Are there any women here today?
Look at these eyes.
The eyes, Chico. They never
Jesus
lie.
Christ. Imagine waking up, looking under your bed and seeing that face. I like the cartels. I like your products. Jesus Christ. So she's a drug addict that is a fan of fentanyl, I suppose. May I suggest upping your dose? Jesus, motherfuck. It's always the eyes. Why are her eyes afraid of each other? Why are they both negative terminals on a magnet? Just boom. Okay, Sid, we're leaving you. We're leaving you in episode 32, 34. Some people just need to get punched in the face. Don't punch anyone in the face, but some people just don't know what actual violence is. Oh, God. Let's do this one. One, and then we're going to overtime.
What the fuck is that?
All right, jump scare. 3, 2, 1.
It's okay to be fat.
No, it's not.
It's okay.
Was that the audio? Was that the edit?
It is okay to be fat.
No, it's not.
It's okay to be whatever size or however your body looks is okay.
Keep telling yourself that, darling.
Yes, it's okay to be fat. Because you know what? Size is not an indicator of health.
Fucking bullshit!
Also, there are lots of skinny people who are unhealthy.
Both can be true. You can be obese and you can be skinny and unhealthy. You could be an anorexic, you can have cancer, you can have a meth addiction. Yeah.
This comment is so stupid.
It's not.
Because you're just assuming that if someone has more fat on their body that they're unhealthy. There are lots of fat people who exercise regularly, who eat a balanced diet.
Nope. No. The balanced diet, there's no such thing as a balanced diet. Balanced diet is everything in moderation, which means you're eating a lot of shit and exposing yourself to a lot of toxins in the environment. Balanced diet just means no discipline. People that say they need a balanced diet are the ones that want to justify eating garbage. So there's no work-life balance. There's no such thing as nutritional balance. All right. You need your nutrients. There are different ways to do it. You want to minimize inflammation. You want to take care of yourself. But everything in moderation, for example, is an excuse to eat garbage. Just an excuse. All right. Let's give away today's Swole card. We got overtime. Let's not drag it out anymore. Great show. Oh, the Puppa Swolio. Oh, little monkey. All right, hashtag Fef for a chance to win today's Swole card. Let's give it away. Rumble, where you at? And then you guys can head on over into the Daily Swole Telegram chat. It's pinned to the top of the Swole Fam Telegram chat. If you aren't in the Daily Swole Telegram chat, go get in there. Go get it. Fef, 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 Fef. Scroll. I see a lot of people calling for retards. Scroll. Landing. We got a winner today. It's Lavash Armo. Congratulations. All right. Bing, bang, boom. Lavash, send us an email to support@swolenormous.com. Swole card 3234 in the subject, your mailing address in the body of the email. Congratulations. Very nice. Very nice. Congratulaciones. So, fam, overtime starts right now. You can join us over at swolenormousx.com. Join the fam, download the app, and get into the Daily Swole Telegram chat, because we have a brand new Drive Mole Gaining, and it's going down right now. Don't miss out on that. And yeah, let's fucking get after it. So hit the button. Boom.
Finish him.
All right. Nice. Overtime is going down. Overtime's going down right now. Come on over. Oh my goodness. Come on over to the Daily Swole Telegram chat. I gotta log back in so I can cut off the other streams. Fam, it is going down. Let's get after it. Thanks for being here, and we will see you next time. Brand new DWG. It's going down in just a few minutes. Thanks for being here. Peace, McGeese. Deuce, Magoose. Ya boy, Papa Swolio. Out.